Thank you guys for coming out. We're trying, I think it's 29 days until election day, so this is the home stretch. And this is the most important area in the entire state this election cycle. There's a generational opportunity with the number of races up. So we're so fortunate to have the LG who's come here and I've been here over and over again to show her support. And I also want to recognize Rhonda Nyman is here with us, County Commissioner. Make sure you don't vote for Rhonda. And we got Thomas Moakley, State Rep-elect, all the way from Belmont. And then of course Kathleen Lenatra was here earlier. So I think we're going to kick things off with your next state representative, Becky Coletta.
I just want to say that seeing everybody out here is what inspires me to run. When we look at our community, we look at the race we've been running over the last several months, and time again, we have volunteers showing up to campus, to postcard, to stand out, to speak to their friends, to post on Facebook. And these are the volunteers who also make our communities so great and really build community. And this is why I'm running, because I've lived, worked, raised a family in this district for the last 21 years. And to me, the strength of our communities depends on the work we all put into it. And I'd like to help lead that effort, bring resources back to our district, use my experience as a business attorney, a social worker, a mom, and bring that experience to work for the district and to work for our communities, to strengthen our communities. So I really thank everybody for coming out today, and the people who came out on Thursday and last night and this morning. It's just been awesome. So thank you so much for being here and all you do for our communities. Thank you.
And so we only have a few weekends left. This is crunch time for us, so let's keep the momentum going. And this is a huge election. There's a lot of things on the ballot this election. Our democracy is on the ballot this election. I'm in what is probably the most competitive state Senate race in Massachusetts this cycle. The early voting that we're having coming up, the mail-in voting that we have coming up, the things we've done to expand democracy, I supported that. My Republican opponent voted against it. We have women's reproductive freedom is on the ballot in our district. Every woman should have the right to control health decisions about their own bodies. Pretty simple stuff. But that's also on the ballot. I supported the Roe Act. My Republican opponent voted against that to restrict women's access to reproductive care. The Housing Act, I supported that. This is a huge deal for bringing housing, jobs, for having a sustainable community for future generations like this little guy. I'm the supporter of that. My opponent voted against it. So big things are on the ballot. Yes, countrywide, and yes at the presidential level, but that actually translates right down here to Pembroke. So get out. We need your help. Where we can win is with a grassroots effort on the doors, talking to people face to face, your neighbors and friends, about the importance of this race and why it matters to you and why our values will make Pembroke a more vibrant and affordable place to call home. So thank you guys for coming out. And with that, I have the honor to introduce our Lieutenant Governor. No one is working harder than the LG, barnstorming the state to support Democrats up and down the ballot. And this is an administration that goes everywhere and anywhere and everywhere to make our state, our Commonwealth, stronger and more economically competitive. So Lieutenant Governor Driscoll.
Thank you, Dylan.
So
Really
much.
We have words to hit, but I really want to say thank you to our candidates who are sacrificing a lot to put their names on the ballot and to do the hard work of ensuring that Massachusetts is a state that's more affordable, more competitive, more equitable. That really begins with what's happening in communities across the Commonwealth. So as a former mayor, I really respect all the local officials who give their time at the local level. We know that's where the jobs get done. To be able to take that experience, Becky, Dylan as well, into the legislature is just such a huge assist to us. And to talk a lot about Team Massachusetts. We all have our Team Massachusetts bracelets on, because that really is our superpower. The ability for local officials, state legislative leaders, and the administration to work together on policies that help improve the quality of life where people live. And ultimately, that's the top job of government. And so when I think about the last 18 months, being able to offer kids to be able to eat breakfast and lunch in school for free, housing bond bill in the state's history to grow the type of housing we need across this Commonwealth to serve folks who are young adults, working families, people who want to age in place in the communities they are. And it is hard as a local official who supported new housing and trying to find ways to develop the type of housing that doesn't change the character of a community but helpfully puts a safe and accessible housing in reach of the people we rely on. That work is important and will continue. Having a Commonwealth that can offer free community college to residents. Increases in community college admission just in the first semester. We were at an event just earlier this week where individuals who were in community college said, I wanted to go to college, I wanted to pursue my education after high school and couldn't afford it, and now I can. Nurses, accountants, mechanics, like those are the folks who we rely on. And in Massachusetts, an innovative state, a high-cost state, you really need those opportunities to have the economic mobility that you want. That happens when you have a team, an administration, a legislature that's willing to put your hands up. And we do have choices that could turn all of those policies backwards. There have been several legislative races that have been won by 2 votes, won by 7 votes, less than 10 votes. So the work that you're doing today, knocking on doors, making phone calls, talking to friends and relatives, reminding people you can vote now or you can vote on election day, but vote is really, really critical, particularly in races in areas where it can be a little pink or a little purple. And there are challenges that folks want to highlight, and it's a national race, and there are national issues that people have strong feelings about. We know here in Massachusetts, we appreciate being a value-driven state. #1 state for innovation. #1 state in terms of the number of individuals have access to health care. #1 state in terms of adults with with a college degree, access to higher education. #1 state if you are a woman. #1 state if you are a woman who wants to have a baby. All of these things are policies that have been in place that can shift away. You see little chinks in them if you don't have the right individuals in office being willing to stand up and say, we can do more. You know, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is going to be celebrating, along with the rest of the country, the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence in 2026. It's not that far away. We're gearing up for it. It all started here. We were the troublemakers who put the tea in the harbor and had that shot round run the world, all of that. And we're certainly going to be able to celebrate that history, rich history across the Commonwealth, not just in Boston, but all the way from the Berkshires into the East Coast. But we also are trying to think about what's this mean for the next generation. Like, revolution and innovation is built into our DNA. That's how this place got started. Regular, everyday citizens who said, I'm a farmer, I'm a blacksmith, I'm a merchant, I'm a laborer, but I want to be able to self-govern. I think there's a better way to be able to invest in community than some king across an ocean that's not really here. Those were people who are willing to kind of risk life and limb to be able to have democratic values. The least we can do nearly 250 years later is show up, get engaged, stand up for what we believe in. And as we think about 2026, it's not just about the last 250, it's about the next 250. And what are we going to do to make this Commonwealth a place that continues to lead? These are the sorts of leaders who are going to make that happen. So being able to go out and work for them, it's worth it, folks. I really appreciate everything.
Two things. One, let's take one more group photo with the LG. And two, just want to shout out SEIU 1199. So everyone wants to just come quickly around here.
So let's get everyone behind them, grab a sign, get behind the candidates. Come on, get in there.